welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you how to work with your magic in a bottle, how to set it up, and also how to set up like a small altar to prep for your rituals that you'll be doing. So with any ritual, I always tell you to start with your Psalms 23. You should be really familiar with saying it. Alongside with doing that, sage the area. I have a mini sage stick right now, white sage, and I just go through and I sage the area, sage each and every item. I prayed over each and every item. I prepped my bottle. I double dipped my candles. I prayed over the money that I'm going to be using, as well as the petition before putting it over the bottle. And for your Psalms 23, it's very simple and easy to remember, especially if you continuously keep on saying it throughout every ritual. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. He lead me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Either I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. He anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen. So with your baths, with soaps, with candles, with oils, with powders, with incense, with sage, that could be a basic prayer for you to recite. For those of you that practice Hoodoo, for everybody else that does other things, I'm not sure how you guys do it, but that's what I tell my customers to do, and that's what I know a lot of people that practice Hoodoo, just like I do. We use, Psalms in the Bible and different phrases in the Bible to help push forth our blessings and manifestations before and after and during we're doing certain rituals. So let's get right into the magic in a bottle. So with the magic in a bottle, I wanted to create basically a spell in a bottle. So it can help you with, for most of my customers, they use it for gambling. They use it for luck and fortune. It's good for prosperity. It's good for abundance. It's also good for work. So for those of you that want to maintain steady hours to continue working, during these hard times and during the pandemic, a lot of you have lost your jobs. But then there's a good majority of you too that have been able to hold on to work, and you've been able to establish more hours. The bottle can also be used to help your business and to create more success and blessings and help move those manifestations heavy that you've been working on throughout the year and at the start of the year. So for my magic in my bottle, it's prefixed with a lot of herbs. There's a $2 bill in there. You don't have to put a $2 bill. Usually some of my clients, they send me their photo and I'll put their photo inside. That's just like sugar and different herbs that you see lined against it, because right from the altar plate. So I have a blue anil in there as well. There's cowrie shells. There's a bunch of different herbs and everything inside of there. When I prep my bottles, I pray over them for about 7 days for you guys, and you will have your petition trapped inside of the bottle to help bring forth the blessings. You can sage over it. You can sage over every item that you get. You can sage over it, because the evil eye is really great and heavy, and with so many people and so many different types of energies clashing on a consistent basis, you want to use your sage. You want to use your white sage incense sticks too, or you could use camphor incense sticks, and those will be great to help and just to remove any evil eye of anyone that you feel is going to try to tarnish the energy and the blessings that you're going to be pushing out. So you'll have the magic in a bottle, and I always tell you, set it up on an altar. It can go directly on your money altar. If you have an altar that you've been working on a consistent basis from last year, from years ago, put it directly on it. If you have spells you've been working on, put it directly on it, so it can help like pull in some of that energy that you have. Pray over it. Put it right in between the spells that you have going already, and shake it on a regular basis. As you shake it, you're going to be praying for the things that you want. Specifically the things that some of you asked me to write on the petition. Pray for those things. More money, more abundance, more prosperity. Pray for the success that you want, for your roads to be open. Pray for friendship. Pray for attraction. Pray for, better people to be into your life. Pray for more creativity. Pray for good health, wealth. Pray for better business ventures. Overall, you'll be praying for all of the things that you want. Pray for peace. Pray for tranquility. pray for more energy, pray for more generosity. So you'll be praying for all of the things that you feel that you need. So everything basically is bottled up. So within your magic in a bottle spell, if you don't have your altar set up, I'll tell you how to set up a basic altar. You could create a traveling one. I do have a lot of videos where I express to you that you can create it using like a wooden box, and you can set everything up in there that you're going to be using. The magic in a bottle can be set up on a basic altar. So a cloth that you've blessed. I sent everybody prosperity cloths or scarves. You can use them for anything that you want them to use. I found a discount store and I bought about 1,000 of them, and I blessed every single one of the scarves, and I put them in my orders and I sent them to you guys. You can use them for anything you want basically, but a lot of my customers have told me, you know, Magic, I put it on my altar, it's going good, you know. So I want to do like a 2-in-1 kind of video. Well, actually like a 3-in-1. I'll walk you through the colors of the candles. I'll walk you through the altar setup. I'm going to also talk to you about the MasterRoot, which is there at the bottom. And then we're going to talk about the bottle. So we'll talk about 4 things all in one. I'll try to make the video as quick and short as possible so you can watch it and set up your altars. Okay, so this is the cloth. There's different ones. I think it was like, I had about 4 or 5 different types of cloths. You set up the cloth, you pray over it, you bless it. Then you get an altar plate. You need a plate. You don't want to burn your candles directly on your altar. You don't want to set up your candles directly on your altar. It's going to burn, number 1. And number 2, that's not going to create good results if things are catching on fire. Anytime you're doing any work and they begin to catch on fire, that's a lot of heat. That's a lot of energy, negative energy that you do not want, especially around your money. And when you're working for things for prosperity, for more money abundance, cash flow, and different things like that, and more consistency and stability, fires are a big no-no. So no fires. An altar plate, it costs about $1, Dollar Tree. You can get any kind of plate, bless it, that is your altar plate. Set it down. You can put down, I have a bunch of herbs in between, as well as sugar. I have my double dip candles. My double dip candles, I pray over them. After they dry out of the mold, I just dip them back in more wax, and I pray over them again, and then I dress them. So they're double dipped, and you'll see the different. Let me zoom in so you can see what they look like. So altar plate, money is going to be one of the things you want to put on your, of course, your money altar. You want to get some money singles. You can go to the bank, get like 5-10 singles. That's going to be the money that you're going to set up on there. If you do need to reuse them, what I do is I'll reuse the money, the oldest money that I've had on the altar, and I'll ask the spirits if I have permission to use this money within my rituals. I get a yes, I use it, I write on it, I'll cut it up. I use it for many different things. And cutting up your money and spreading it back into your rituals is basically kind of like multiplying the money more. So you want to chop it up, you want to get more of it. So cutting the money up is actually a good thing that you can do. You can put it back into the altar and put it into candles, into bottles, into jars, add it to your oil bottles, add it to soaps, add it to body butters, anything that you're going to be recreating again, blend it back. You can mix it with your herbs, you can mix it with sweet sugars, you can mix it with your roots, with anything that you're going to be using monetarily. Add that money back again. You'll add that back. You can put 7 and 9 day candles. You can use pull-out candles. You can use my super candles. You can use chime candles. You can use spell candles. Any type of candles which you feel is needed for your ritual, you can add that now. So now you have everything set up a bit. You have your altar cloth. You have some money. You have some herbs. You have some candles. You have some roots. And then you can add in whatever you want. You add the bottle. Very simple, very basic. When I make these bottles for you at the shop, I always tell you, I give you a little guideline, but I want everybody that's working with magic, if you're new to magic, watch my videos from the beginning so you can learn and have an understanding on how to light a candle, how to use oil, how to take a bath, even how to make jars and shake them up in bottles, and how to add them into all of your rituals and everything that you touch. If it's hard for you to do, if you're not fully understanding on how to create a simple thing like an altar and certain things, then I would tell you right now, stick to the basics. Do your baths, do your soaps, build that energy up. before you start working rituals, because they will fail. If you don't have the simple understanding on how to light a candle and pray over it and even create your own chants and stuff, your rituals will continue to fail. Watch my 21 reasons why spells fail, so you can get a bit of understanding and a breakdown on what could be happening and what could be affecting your rituals every single time you do them. Sometimes some of you don't have no energy, you have no power, you have no magic at all. And that's not the fault of you, it's just some of us are built different. So some of us are blessed with the energy, and the ancestors hover over us a little bit more heavier than those of you that have no energy at all. And I'm not saying because you don't have any energy you don't have your ancestors hovering over you. Still may, but it may be just an area where your ancestors really didn't or wasn't able to grasp their hands over. So back into the ritual. So after you have everything set up, do your prayer. Then I want you to create small petitions for what you want. You can write on your candles if you want to. The blue candle is great for blessings, and because this is a money spell, it will also help you with tranquility and peace, and it will also help you with manifestations that you want to flow in and out. The orange candle is great for opening roads. It's great for stability. It's great for changes. So anything in which you want to change, an orange candle is perfect. The yellow candle is great for success. It's great for creativity and ideas in which you want to bring forth. So it'll help you with more ideas and money, how to spend it, how to save it. Yellow is also a good candle to keep money in the same area. And you can work with comfrey root if you feel like you're not able to save money as you should or stretch it out. And of course, green is good for wealth, for abundance, for prosperity, for any kind of money flow, for work, for even those of you that like to gamble. If you love gambling, green and yellow candles will go hand in hand, and you can use some Hoyt's cologne as well to help empower that. That bottle should be shaken on a regular basis as much as you can. And what you'll do, you'll light up all the candles, you'll shake the bottle, and I want you to watch it, because remember, you have money there lying next to the fire. So if you fall asleep, everything will burn, even the root. And the last thing you want is for your roots to burn. This MasterRoot here represents power, it represents strength, it represents mastering all things. And with your MasterRoots, I explained to you on the website that you can add them to your mojo bags, you can add them to your baths. As you see, I added them to my sweet bath in the last video, the one prior to this. You can also add them into love spells, anything in which you feel like you want to have more power over. The MasterRoot is great for this. I don't have any more master whole roots on my website, but I do have certain pieces. So you see the long stems and stuff, a lot of those are available, and you can still work with them in which way you want. You can carry them in your purses, mix with your money. You can put them in your wallets. If you have court cases that you want to go to, you can combine the MasterRoot, a huge Solomon seal, and a John the Conqueror together to help overpower and to help win that case. If it is something that you want to do, as far as you want to, make a proposal to your girlfriend, you can carry Deer Tongue and MasterRoot to help that whole engagement process go well. You can also use these during childbirth, so you can have a peaceful and relaxed childbirth. You can use these in any situation. In case if you've gotten in trouble at work, carry a MasterRoot and your John the Conqueror on you. If for like school and for the kids, use your yellow S for success candles. Make sure that if you're going to be working rituals and stuff on the kids, make sure you're cleansing them. Do a simple cleansing bath. Use my cleansing soap. And you can set up a ritual not only to empower the kids and help them be successful and pass their tests and their grades while they're virtually learning, but you can also create a bottle so that the teachers could be very favorable to your child. So on those days that you don't get to finish homework, and on the days that you can't help the kids with certain things, you're too tired, you've been working all day, work your S for success and work your favorites jar so the teacher could be more favorable to you and more understanding to your needs. You can work with any roots that you want and combine them to the MasterRoot. You can keep it whole. I would tell you to keep it whole. When I do get them, they always come with extra thick pieces and stuff. So those are the extra pieces that you'll be able to purchase at the website and stuff. I prefer it just in the condition that it is. They are pretty hard to find, but whenever I can get a bunch I always post it on Instagram and Facebook and let you guys know I got a bunch of MasterRoots back in stock. And they're really just enriching and powerful. And once you start praying over your roots and your herbs and you get to understand what they can do for you, they will help you overall with every single thing. Like I said, they're good for relationships. They're good for love and friendships and drawing in more power and energy. And if you want to, you can also combine a huge, you can also combine like a huge lotus stone with this ritual as well. If you're trying to draw in things for more money, if you're trying to draw in a new house, a new car, if you're trying to draw in anything big. So you can add a huge lotus stone. And this is really big. This is about maybe 5 pounds. It's really heavy. Feed your lotus stones, talk to them, tell them what you want, what you can do. You see the money that's under there, you can write on those and you'll put one under it. And you can get a piece of string and wrap it. Then you'll bless it and you'll use some money oils and you'll give it a name. You wanna treat it as if it's a living object basically. So you'll talk to it, you'll give it a name. You dress it, you give it magnetic sand, and you'll tell it, as I feed you, may you feed me, and you tell it what you want it to be fed back with. You want to be fed back with more money, more luxurious items. One lotus stone is for money. So always ask for monetary things, always ask for more work, always ask for more stability and longevity in the business, always ask for more success within the home if you work at home. Always ask for more of everything, but not love when it comes to one stone. You want to ask for abundance. You want to ask for financial stability and success. Anything financial will be good to working with a lotus stone this huge. You want to ask for a car. If you're trying to fix your credit, you want to ask for more points, ask for that. Name it, talk to it, bless it. You can combine anything within your rituals when you start working them. And all of this stuff can sit on your altar for weeks until you're ready to work it, until your body is good and cleansed. If you're cursed, you're crossed up, you've been having a lot of money blockages, money's just been draining out of your hands a lot, I don't recommend you working a spell or ritual like this because it's not going to go anywhere. What's going to happen is you're going to drain out more, big time. You're going to go into the negatives, and you don't want to do that. So make sure if you're working, and I know a lot of you've been working the wrong way, but if you're working a ritual, make sure that your body is cleansed, make sure your energy is cleansed, make sure your mind is cleansed, make sure your body is clean. And when I say clean, you've done your baths, you've done your prayers, you've done your rituals for protection, you've done rituals to remove blockages, the hexes are no longer lingering. I mean, you're going to always have enemies, but keep them at bay, push them back, freeze them, keep them far, far away from you, vanish them, banish them. Silence certain enemies and focus on you. Get that time and space where you can focus on you. Sage your body, sage the home, do some magic wash, holy hyssop, use my blue wash, clean the home out, clean your energy, make sure everything is good. Because if there's any instances where there's negativity still stuck within you, that spell is not going to move. So no matter how many candles you're praying over, how many bottles you're shaking, how many times you're talking to the lotus stone, you could call the lotus stone, you could say lotus stone, you could call them Lodi, and it doesn't really matter. You could say, some people say lotus stone, some people say lodestone. It doesn't really matter. There's no grammar police that's going to pop up and say, oh, you're saying it wrong. However, which way you want to call it. And, just make sure that during the process of you trying to get yourself together, there's absolutely no evil. So that's why it's always good to get a reading. Get a reading at the beginning of the year, get a reading in the middle of the year, get a reading at the end of the year. You can do a reading 3 times a year if you want to. If it's a persistent situation, then I would tell you to wait a couple of weeks in between, especially if you're working on it. So if you've cleansed yourself up and you want to see if the energy that you had to cleanse yourself up really did anything, then you can read yourself. And if for any situation it's not doing anything, then you need to go to somebody else. You need to go to a root worker and you want them to clean you up. I wouldn't recommend you going to someone that's calling themselves a psychic if they have no experience at all with spirituality, with hoodoo, with working with candles, making oils, knowing their herbs and their roots. If this person is just good at cards, and then that's just all you need to go to them for. But if you need somebody outside of that, you go to a spiritual worker, you go to a root worker that knows what they're talking about, a root worker that also can read you. Because a lot of you going to root workers, people are calling themselves root workers, and these root workers cannot do readings. You want a root worker that can do everything in one. And that number one thing is to do a reading. If they have not been able to be gifted with that ability to read and to see forth to the future, and they have that clairvoyance, then I wouldn't recommend you going to them. There's going to always be a disconnect, because he or she is not going to be able to tell you what you're doing right or wrong. And when it comes to your money, and when it comes to abundance and finances, security and stability, you want to be able to work on that and know what you're doing. Okay? So build the altars, bless the candles, shake the bottles, name your lotus stones, use the money, use the singles, any type of singles. I don't care what country you're from. If you have like coins and for dollars in your country, then I would tell you not to use those, because that's all you're going to attract. Use paper money. So if it starts at 5 or 10, then until you have enough, or you could save like a few, then that's what you would use. Don't use coins, don't use pennies, don't use any kind of change at all. Use paper money. That's what you want to bring forth more of. That's what you want more of. You want more hours at work. You want more customers, more clients. You want wealth. You want better business. Use your paper money. Bless your roots. There's many roots you can use. There's a bunch of roots at my shop, and I tell you what to use to help bring forth more money, to help bring forth more blessings. Shake your bottle up. Pray over it on a consistent basis, and incorporate it in every single spell that you use. A nil is good for money. A nil is good for good fortune, and it is also excellent for luck. So you can add a nil inside of your bottle, and that is a $2 bill. I love $2 bills for luck. I love $2 bills. I love $2 bills for luck. I love $2 bills for a lot of my rituals. I'll use dollar bills if I have to, but if I can go to the bank and they have fresh, crispy $2 bills, that's what I ask them for, and that's what I'll use. If there's a certain denomination in your country, if you're not from the United States, that you can use that denomination bill, and work with it, on a consistent basis. If you're working on your money and then you're putting it on the altars and you're taking it back off, that's not going to help you to get the monetary blessings and abundance that you need in your rituals. That's not going to keep consistency. Try to keep that money on there for as long as possible, and then when you can, you put more money on there. And as I mentioned, use the oldest money that you put on there, and ask the spirits if you can use it within your rituals. And if you've been talking to the ancestors, then you should know if they're giving you a yes or no. If you don't know by now, then just use your pendulum and ask them. Gather everything together and make sure, like I said, that you're really praying over your stuff. It's very simple. It's basic. You can add it to any. If you don't have these super candles, use your chime candles. Put the chime holders under them. I don't have candle holders for these size candles, but that's what you can put under there. That's what I should put under this, just to make sure that money's being protected and it's not burning. If your money burns on your altar, it's going to be spent quick. There's going to be a lot of heat when it comes to your money. Therefore, you're going to have trouble paying bills. You're going to get backed up. You're going to have creditors calling after you. You're going to be owing a lot of people. So make sure that you're really watching your stuff, and make sure that you're working with it in the manner that you should. Don't light it and just disappear and then come back later and the whole house is burned down. You don't want to do that. Make sure you really, really watch them. Make sure you watch the wax. In order for you to also read your rituals, like I do when I do wax reports and I send them to you, I read the candles, I read the flame, I read the wax, I read the jars, like the candle jar, the glass, to see if there's any soot, images, any small things and instances on there. I learn how to read it, and that's combined with my intuition and my clairvoyance. So I'm able to tell you, this is what I see happening within this ritual that I did. A lot of times you'll see certain things happening, but you can change the outcome. So in order to change the outcome, you continuously work on it. You continuously build that energy and that power so you can manipulate the magic into going into the direction that you want it to. Magic is a lot of manipulation. Anybody that's going to come in and tell you, oh, don't do this, don't do that. Magic is not this. Magic is manipulation. You're changing and you're altering the process and the outcome of certain things to better yourself. So what else would that be? You're manipulating the outcome so you can get a better outcome, so you can get a better decision, so you can be granted and favored. So if you're not comfortable with doing that type of stuff, then don't work magic. Honey jars, where you're sweetening people, those are manipulation. You're manipulating the energy and the changes so that you can get this person to be sweetened to you, so you can get this person to be sweetened to your situation, so that you can be sweetened also as well to certain things in your life where you may feel bitter and resented towards. So anything that you're using in magic, a bottle, a jar, a candle, lotus stones, you are manipulating the outcome to better yourself. Sometimes to better yourself, sometimes to create negative situations for somebody else, whatever it is. The manipulation is in magic overall and all the time. I hope this video has been self-explanatory. If you have any questions, you just comment below. Like if you like it. Stay blessed.